morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
You look well.
Uh,
For those who don't know, this is our former sheriff, Mike Frederick, and now runs our airport, so, and I'm on the community department, so glad to see you here.
What I'm here for is the airport, Grout back in February announced they had $5.8 million that they wanted to give away to small airports, such as Gladwin. We applied for that. Tina, the assistant manager, did a lot of work and was successful. We had 2 grants that we had applied for. One was for a new plow truck, and the other was putting in a new fence. The old one had been in Gladwin since 1973. It was all knocked down, rusted, rotted, and so forth. We applied to get that fence replaced with new fencing and gate, which adjoins the parking lot where the fair people park and other people use that field as well. So we were successful in getting both of those grants for those 2 things. The grants are 100% funded. There is no local match. The total amount for those 2 projects is $133,496. And that is no match. That's free money to the county, to the area. What I have is an agreement, contractual agreement, which spells all of that out. The truck, the fencing, and also we're going to repair the fence along State Street, across from the fair. Some of that is broke down. It's going to be replaced. There's some latches on the entry gates there that are going to be replaced. The cost for that was $35,750. And that was approved. The truck is a new Ford Super Duty 4-wheel drive 450, and it will come with a snowplow. The cost of all that on that grant project is $97,746, which has been approved. And what I have, the county needs and has, is a copy of this to be approved by the County Board of Commissioners. And then that, I believe,
Commissioner Mester, seconded by Commissioner Donaldson, to allow the chairperson to sign the emergency management grant. Any additional questions or comments? If not, there may be one, I'm not sure, so let's do a roll call.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Commissioner Mester?
Yes.
Commissioner Donaldson?
Yes.
Commissioner Winarski?
Yes.
Commissioner Visnaw?
Yes.
5-0, motion passes. Moving on, Good morning.
Hi, today just wanted to present our annual status report, as you guys know what's going also good for the fair to bring more people, maybe 3 meals all too. One of those. And then I have 9 applicants for the new position, so I appreciate you being willing to fund the difference between the range and the cost of having another service officer there. We're asking you to it's still not going up for the board. So, unfortunately, I have to leave right after my presentation so I can start making appointments to have those people come in for interviews. So, anybody have any questions? Are there any questions?
Ken, I just would like to echo your comments regarding the service flag. Not only Saginaw, but the Clare Clinic in terms of service to veterans. I think that at least in this area, I think we're getting great service, and I guess I really want to compliment you on the amount of effort that has gone into taking care of veterans, even given that you haven't had an assistant for some time and basically manning the facility all on your own. So I appreciate that.
Veterans deserve it, and I feel that it's important to give them the best service possible. So we'll make it work one way or another. And then on the healthcare thing, another plug from Saginaw and Clare is that I have a friend who lives in Macomb County that was really tired of the way we gave us treated him, has now switched his healthcare to Saginaw. And he'll take that 2.5-hour drive to go to Saginaw just because under the new leadership has become such an amazing place for our veterans. So, Township Grandpa's really, this is really good. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Good luck on the interviews. Finance reports and plans, the annual annual news. We talked before about the benefits that we get from being a member of the Michigan Association of Counties, a lot of advocacy. Commissioner Mester I think we'll talk to you about, what the committees, look like on that, see if you have an interest. They're not required, but certainly my comment, anytime we get a seat at the table and keep it, the more we know. So, does anyone have any questions about why we're a member of MAC? If not, does someone, make a motion to pay that annual dues? Motion accepted. Motion by Commissioner Visnaw, seconded by Commissioner Mester to approve annual MAC Michigan Association of Counties 26-27 dues. The cost is $8,494.10 from line 101-801.000. Any additional questions or comments? If not, roll call, please.
Commissioner Visnaw?
Yes.
Commissioner Donaldson?
Yes.
Commissioner Mester?
Yes.
Winarski?
Yes.
Yes. And then we have I saw him, Sheriff, doesn't have name, but Sheriff, we're going to talk about our field training officer training program.
Yes, I can. So,
I can't see you.
I'm ready. So currently we have 2 field training officers. We have Deputy Warner and we have Deputy Dysinger. But we'd like to add a 3rd person to that so we can rotate new hires through the shifts. Obviously, the type of business that we conduct and the interactions we have in the community, we need to make sure that our officers have a structured training program, and it's important that we send our deputies out to the field training program so that they come back and everybody's on the same page as far as how the training's outlined, implemented, and then, we need another officer involved in that program. That's pretty much it on that, and then the only other one I think I saw in there was, Sergeant Walshwater. We're requesting that he be sent to training for PPCT. So PPCT is a globally recognized program. It's highly used in the U.S. here, and that's pressure point and control tactics. And what that does is it gives officers the tools, resources, and training to control people that do not want to be controlled. It, when done properly, allows us to mitigate injuries to our officers as well as mitigate injuries to the people that are non-compliant. So it's an ongoing thing. We need to research from time to time. We need to have an in-house instructor. One of the things that we do and should continue to do is when we have incidents where we use force above and beyond the normal just verbal compliance and handcuffing procedure, you want officers that have the training that can review those reports and make sure that we're staying within our department policies, guidelines, and state law. And again, that's to protect our citizens, our deputies, and ultimately to protect the county.
Any preliminary questions for our under sheriff? If not, and just for context, the second is under the spending threshold, so we won't need a motion on that. If anyone wishes to, they may move that, but the motion that we would need would be for the first because it is over the spending threshold. Someone wish to make that motion?
Make that motion.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Support.
It's a motion by Commissioner Donaldson, supported by Commissioner Winarski, to allow Deputy Buzzell to attend field training officer training cost abatement $45 plus meals from line 302-000-804.000. Any additional questions or comments? If not, roll call please.
Commissioner Winarski?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Commissioner Mester?
Yes.
Commissioner Donaldson?
Yes.
Commissioner Visnaw?
And again, the other is a consent agenda item unless anyone wishes to discuss it. Again, I want to be, I just pause here for a quick second. It could be deemed a violation of the Open Meetings Act. If you see me pick up my phone and look at it, I wouldn't do that, save for the fact we are under a possible emergency with the city issues. So we do have an update, which is why both the clerk and I are checking our phones from time to time, that the issue in the city may not be fixed anytime soon, and so they may have gotten into it and found something else that's directly from the DPW. So, again, that's why the clerk and I are looking at text, because we need to be updated. And then we update. Then moving on, Parks and Rec, I saw Kristen. Did I see Kristen? Kristen didn't come in?
What? Yes.
Come in. Yeah, hi, I saw
Hello.
her. Oh, Carson, you know Carson? Yeah. Oh, I thought reservation didn't, since she was here. Okay, hi Kristen, nice to see you.
Yes, nice to see you. Hi.
Go ahead, Ashley.
So what this is, I spoke with Melanie earlier, we had allocated, I believe it was $25,000 for park and recreation during this budget. That was before we knew a lot of what went into it. This allocation is to move some more money into that account. We've had some costs out at most notably the manager that we have in place, as well as we have an emergent need that we need to have allocations for. There's a tree that fell down in the rear of the property, right where the wedding, somebody's wedding is supposed to be next weekend. Right in, I hope it's not a sign for the wedding, but we want to get that cleaned up. It's a little bit more than, a lot of it more than what our maintenance group can take care of. They've taken care of some of the other trees that have fallen down and been crushed. But that is part of this allocation that we move into that. Quick update from that. There's also an RFP for the master plan that's out. It's open, so hopefully we get some responses for that. As well as a sad update that Yes.
Commissioner Winarski?
Yes.
That motion passes. Moving on, John.
Thanks for having me. One of the things that, and this is short and sweet, normally when I, present to the village, I ask to have it put on the November ballot in the event that it doesn't pass in August. I forgot to bring that up. Today is the deadline. I talked with Constance a few weeks ago. So my only request is, in the event that EMS renewal does not pass on Tuesday, that it is put on the ballot for the November election. And I think that I just need your approval to make that happen.
I'm gonna vote yes, but my question is, does it have to be done now, or should we wait till after the election?
It has to be done today.
I was gonna say, because I was projecting that, if this doesn't pass, come on, folks. Today's the final, okay, so yes, it needs to be on, anyone have any preliminary questions about this? If not, does someone wish to make a motion?
I think it's an essential service that we need to guarantee that it's provided to the constituents, so I would so move.
Do we have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Winarski, seconded by Commissioner Donaldson, to approve the EMS village to be on the November ballot. Any additional questions or comments? I'll piggyback off of Commissioner Winarski's. I do think it's an essential service, but more important than that, I think that we need citizens to be heard. So August might have low turnout, so if it shouldn't be successful, I have a feeling in November when we have a higher turnout, at least it gives more people the opportunity to be heard on this essential service. So, very much in support of this. Any additional questions or comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries.
Super, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Contract for Shannon. Under Sheriff.
Okay, so the board is aware, I think several people in the community are aware, the Sheriff Department has an ongoing issue with being understaffed. Currently, under our operations budget, we're slotted for 14 deputies. Right now, I have 8 deputies, actually 9, because one just came back from a workman's comp issue. But he's in training, one of the other deputies is in training, so that actually puts me at operations of 7 deputies and 1 460 to do 24/7 coverage for the county. To get up closer to our numbers of 14, we did extend a conditional offer of employment to Lakin Longstreth. She's a local young lady from our community. She went to the school system here. She's got some college under her belt. She's held a job down in Midland for at least a couple of years now. She seems very promising. And again, we did extend a conditional offer. We do a contract because we do invest in the Board of Commissioners. We invest a certain measure of money into the training. We did apply for a grant. State of Michigan has a $20,000 grant to offset the cost of the police academy and wages. It costs roughly $29,000 to put somebody through the police academy. That includes the training, their equipment, and wages while they're in there. We may get the grant, we may not get the grant. It is not guaranteed. The money, we put the application in, we might get it, we might not. But either way, we still need personnel. Some of us, myself included, are getting older, we're wearing out. People here in Gladwin County need to look towards the future. They need to look at people in that 20, 30-year-old bracket, because I don't think you want me coming out to your house and shuffling up to the door with a walker. At some point, I'll have to be put out to pasture. So, again, simple request, we have money in our budget. We do need new personnel, and that's where I'm at. I'm just asking for the board to sign the agreement that would make us responsible for her training and her payment, and it would make her responsible if she does terminate that contract, or then prior to that, then she would be responsible for paying a prorated portion back of that training cost. And again, that's only the training cost, it's not wages, it's not fringe, but it is an attempt for us as the sheriff's office and for the board of commissioners to wisely use our money and to retain our employees.
Any preliminary questions on this topic for our undersheriff? If not, does someone wish to move this matter forward?
Make that motion.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Donaldson, supported by Commissioner Mester to approve the contract with Wake Longshore as presented by the undersheriff. Any additional questions or comments? If not, roll call please.
Commissioner Donaldson.
Yes.
Commissioner Visnaw.
Yes.
Commissioner Mester.
Yes.
Commissioner Moore.
Yes.
Commissioner Winarski.
Yes.
5-0, motion passes. Thank you, sir. What do we have? A used patrol car sale.
Two used patrol cars. Two. So I have two 2017 Ford Interceptor utilities. One has over 200,000 miles. The other one has around 180,000 miles. I've been doing fleet management for about 10 years for the sheriff's office, and it is my opinion, as well as a mechanic's opinion, that these vehicles have reached their service life. Should no longer be used for public safety. It's not that they don't have any value, but the cost to maintain and repair these vehicles would be a disservice to the community to continue to use them. We need reliable vehicles for our officers, for their safety, and for the community, so that when we get sent, we actually show up on scene. And we're just asking for the approval so that these can go through the process of public sale and we can remove them from our fleet. The other thing, just from a community perspective, a lot of times people will drive by the sheriff's office and they go, oh my word, look at all these cars. And I'll be like, okay, you're looking at all these cars, but 3 of them need to get cycled out, or 4 of them need to get cycled out. Currently, so the board of commissioners know, and the people here in the community, I have 7 fully operational patrol cars that have radar units, cages, emergency lights, placards, shields. They have computers. Again, I mentioned it before, probably not a big fan for some people. Ticket printers. We keep 7 vehicles fully functional so we can have 24/7 coverage, and then I try to keep 2 additional vehicles that are at least semi-marked and functional should we have a couple of crashes like car gear accidents or pursuits or whatever have you. Things happen, and life happens, things break. So we have vehicles being serviced, we can still have other vehicles we can access. So that's where I'm at. It's just a housekeeping issue. These things are old, retired, and they need to be let go.
Any preliminary questions for the undersheriff on this matter? If not, does someone wish to make a motion?
I would so move.
The motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Winarski, seconded by Commissioner Donaldson to approve the sale of 2 patrol cars for public sale. Any additional questions or comments?
This would be a sealed bid process.
Can you explain how the public sale goes, sir?
Yes, traditionally what we do is in the past, the clerk's office handles the sale. We will do a public posting. I haven't had a chance to talk to Constance, but normally we would run an ad in the paper. We may put that out there, maybe on a platform like our site, town site, or the sheriff's office, Facebook site. And then we would do a sealed bid process. Those would go to the clerk. And then they would have, obviously, a posting time, a cutoff time, a review time, and the parent would go to the highest bidder. And then Constance and I would probably have a little discussion, because people need to come see the vehicles, and have an opportunity to look at what they might bid on, sealed bid. So that's something that would be be set up through the clerk's office. It's the process we've used in the past, and that's pretty much how it's gonna work.
Is that legally, is that what we're supposed to do versus a online auction or again?
Well, legally, it's county property, so how the county decides to get rid of it. In the past, we have actually taken sheriff department vehicles and they've gone to like the drain commission, where in theory they could go to building codes. But I would urge the board that these vehicles, if they're becoming a problem for me, they're gonna be a problem to another county department. They're not cost effective to keep at this time. They still have some value, somebody's gonna buy them. They don't have the same market that they used to when we had the sedans. We actually, would have taxi companies would buy them. And it was not uncommon to have somebody pay several $1,000s for a beat up patrol car out of Chicago, and they would come pick them up with a trailer and take it. But now that they're a utility, basically a Ford Explorer, I have not seen that happen. They're not used in the taxi industry. I don't think anybody other than municipalities are running Ford Explorers. But again, that's a process that's been going on for years. We do a public posting, do a public sale bid.
Any other preliminary questions? Or actually, what are any other questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Moving on, I don't have anything under old business. My chair comment, just want to thank Sage Township for inviting us out here. I do love this facility. So inviting, thank you for that. Again, for those who weren't aware, early voting going on in the county building and the commissioner chambers, and obviously that takes precedent over our meeting. We did publicly notice this, we mentioned it at our last meeting, and in our posting said, so we have one other early voting in October that the meeting will be moved, and as we get closer to that date, we'll be announcing what that is also. So, and truthfully, I like it. I like when we come other places, so, so I don't have any other chair comments. Moving on to board comments, Commissioner Visnaw?
On the 15th, I attended the Secord Township meeting. On the 21st, I attended the Veterans Council meeting in Sherman Township. And yesterday we had a personnel meeting.
All right. Commissioner Donaldson, District 2.
I attended the Gladwin Township meeting. Topic of conversation continues to be blight, especially in the area that borders Gladwin Township and the City of Gladwin. An area that is of concern that I know the city is working on as well as the township's working. I gave a little update for parks. And Fair had a very successful year, a little bit down monetarily, but events attendance was up overall pretty, especially being right around the 4th of July. Expectations really weren't known because it's so close to the 4th of July, some years it's higher than others, but overall successful year for the fair. One thing I did want to point out that's interesting, that's a development as far as fairs, not just for Gladwin, but around the state, is there's conflicting information from the federal government and the state government about what's required for kids who sell their animals at the fair, whether they have to be issued 1099 forms and
Bentley has, Bentley Days this weekend, starting Saturday at noon. The parade lineup starts at 11. I was at, NLP in Green City with, Melanie, thank you. And we have a draft proposal that they'd like us to review. I sent it out, through August 11th meeting, to take back to them. Bourret's looking at, blight as a couple other, blight's becoming a concern with a lot of other communities and how they can control it, manage it, and help educate the property owners on how to comply with their neighbors. They're all residents, so we just have to figure a solution out.
a lot of concern has been expressed over battery storage, and I guess I would express concern that the planning commission, in doing their analysis, address the issue and the restrictions and whatever conditions that they would place in the ordinance with regard to battery storage in Grout Township, because of the solar project that's going in there is concerned about the installation of battery storage complex within that process. So I'm encouraging the planning commission to seriously look at the rules and regulations that they establish with regard to battery storage. With that, I think the only other thing that we have is the chair expressed the emergency in the city of Gladwin. It was a lightning strike that hit the sewage treatment plant. It shut down evidently the warning system, so that when the plant operator went into the plant, found basically that the plant was flooded, and so they're trying to obtain emergency generators to get the pumps operating so that they can clear out the debris.
Thank you. And again, looking on my phone, I wanted, in my update, provide one more. And this is just for the county building in our facility. They have bathrooms ordered and they're on their way, so I don't know if they're, it would be ideal if we had like the nice ones that, whatever, there's gonna be some form of restrooms at the county, because our maintenance, folks are, and they live there and everything, so. All right. I don't have any other board communications. We did have in that, the library statistics. I used to like to hear on those. I'm gonna put Nancy on the spot. Nancy, anything you wanna say about the library?
I haven't watched any of the meetings lately, so I don't have anything.
What about the historical society? Any updates there?
Oh, yes. We're doing it, the city is doing a time capsule, and so, it will be open in, 50 years, to 2076. So we're collecting the items at the museum. On Friday and Saturday, we're open from 11 till 3. Some of the things that, we're going to put in there is like, what cars and trucks look like, because we don't know what they're gonna look like in 50 years. Probably a brochure from some of the, real estate things, so we can see what the price of houses were this year. And, maybe a canceled check or something, because there may not be any checks 50 years from now. So that's the kind of thing that we're looking for. So if you have something that you think would be good to put in the time capsule, stop by the museum and we'll write down what you've donated and, your name. Because in the end, if we've got too many things that won't fit in there, we'll have to return them to whoever gave it.
I think that's really cool. I mean, you think about the check. I put a check in for $1 and say 50 years from now, instead of cash. If it did, it would, if I can get it, I just said, no, I'm close, I'm pretty cash. Anyway, no, I just think, again, I wish 50 years ago someone would have done it, and then we could be opening or something.
That would have been nice, yeah.
Yeah,
fault in this. We spent a lot of time and effort on this, and we're not getting it taken care of. This work needs to be done in an open meeting. That's why I'm a little disappointed that there's nothing being brought up today. Is this still work being done on this, but it's not in an open meeting? This needs to be transparent, it needs to be an open meeting, and it needs to be taken care of. Thank you.
Anyone else wish to make public comment?
Before the meeting here, I passed out a handout for all the commissioners, and what it is just I did a little research on wage trim, and I posed a question on AI. How does wage trim set up master plans and local ordinances in counties in favor of hyper scale data centers and solar projects? I just want to read the first paragraph. So there's a list of things how they go about doing this, but wage trim facilitates the development of data centers and solar projects by modernizing county's master plan and zoning ordinances to create clear, legally defensible pathways for large-scale technology and energy infrastructure. Operating as engineering and planning consultants, they help local governments transition from outdated regulations to developer-ready frameworks that reduce risk, speed up permitting, and prevent costly exclusionary zoning lawsuits. We're talking about the risk to the developer, energy company, they want to make things favorable for them. We all see what the result of the master plan, how it was written a couple weeks ago, and that was just a mess. They had a lot of time to work on it, and yet, it's obvious that wage trim and Irwin have an alternative motive, not just you think they're hiring for just focusing on Gladwin, but that wasn't it. If you read through what he wrote, the wage trim is filled with all the light industrial and agricultural ground. That doesn't make any sense. So I would suggest to the board, whoever has authority for this, is to cut wage trim and Irwin, get them out of our county. We don't need that kind of help. They're working against us. Majority of the population in Gladwin certainly don't want any more solar, but none of us, I can't imagine any of us wanting any hyperscale data here, and we are crying for that. It's happening all over so many communities. We don't want to be the next victim of that. But thank you.
Anyone else wish to make a comment?
I just wanted to invite everybody to a meeting tonight at Riverwalk at 6 o'clock. We're hosting Judge Michael Bourret. He is a candidate for the Michigan Supreme Court. And as you know, the judges are one of the ones that everybody has a lot of trouble with when they go to vote because most people don't research them enough in time. So he's going to be our speaker. He's a fascinating guy. He has more trial experience than the current Michigan Supreme Court. And he spent 2 decades in Oakland County, and he's a founder of Patriot League, and he's one that we support as a conservative judge. So the other one is Cassandra Morse Bills, I believe her name is. But tonight at Riverwalk, you can meet Judge Warren. He's really an interesting guy, and he's fun. I believe he's going to talk about the Declaration of Independence. He's got a wealth of information about our history. So I do invite you all to come. It's free, no charge. We never charge anything. And also, Representative Roby and Senator Hawk will be there as well to give a legislative update. So please put it on your agenda, come join us, and enjoy the evening. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock it will start. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Anyone else wish to make public comment?
excited about our newest team member, Tabitha, actually from the Beaverton area. We're really excited about that addition to our team. We're going to be sending emails to all of the township supervisors or the appropriate individual within each township for active soil erosion permits that we have in those townships. It's just, Tabitha and I recently were talking about that, and I feel like that's a great way to keep everybody kind of in the loop as far as the soil erosion in the county. Other things we'll be doing over the next month, we're in the middle of a watershed council grant. I've talked about it before, but that comes through Eagle, and the work we'll be doing and the TAP that will be heavily involved in is a lot of road street crossing work in the upper stretches of the Cedar River, which is Blue Ribbon Drought Stream areas up there. And we'll be looking for impairments within the road street crossings that oftentimes prevent fish passage. So we're really excited to be collecting data on that over the next month, and we'll also be doing some stream-based erosion inventory along the stretch of the Cedar River, going all the way from Chapel to Ross Lake. So it's a capacity building grant through Eagle, and the idea is that a lot of the data that we're going to be collecting will be supporting future grants. So we're really excited about that. I did recently attend yesterday I attended the City Park Planning Commission meeting, and I went to the Gladwin City Council meeting previous to that. Because we do have a few projects in the Gladwin City Park area in the south. One is we're doing the gazebo at the Federal Aviation Agency site where they clear the trees, which is kind of near the micro trailhead, kind of in between there and the Gladwin City Park. Looking to have that done this fall. So it's actually going to be led through the Eagle Scout project. Excited about that. I was looking when we began that process, there has been a lot of turnover, so like there was a different city manager, a lot of different individuals even at the district involved, so I'm trying to get out and bring everybody, up to speed with some of these projects that are multi-year, like the Consumers Energy Grant, habitat restoration work that we're doing at the city park. That's a 5-year project, so some of these take quite a bit of time. Sometimes we don't put out all of our goals for 5 years. So, other than that, we are excited about the master plan and
Um,